So we now come to the causes of the climate change. What has led to this severe and serious phenomena? There are both natural causes as well as man made causes which have contributed to climate change. So, the natural causes include orbital changes, volcanic eruptions, variation in solar radiation. The man made causes include deforestation. We have and are cutting down our forests. We are reclaiming our open spaces, water bodies for new development. The next significant man made cause is burning of fossil fuels for various activities in the urban areas, like for mobility, for industrial production, at the household levels, for household use, for commercial use, for power generation, for the purposes of construction. Then waste and biomass burning is also one of the causes for which have led to microclimatic changes. Finally, all the microclimatic changes from all parts of the world aggregate and accumulate to and contribute to macroclimatic changes. As I was referring to, that mechanized devices are used to achieve thermal comfort conditions, and from these mechanized devices, with these mechanized devices, the materials and the ingredients used for cooling and insulating our homes, our workplaces from outside heat generate chlorofluorocarbons, which are synthetic compounds that originate from human activities and from cities. Chlorofluorocarbons are also referred to as greenhouse gases. As we know what are greenhouses. Greenhouses are situations where there is sustained increased temperature. So that is why chlorofluorocarbons are also referred to as greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases constitute carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide constitute or together are referred to as greenhouse gases. Of all the three gases which constitute the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide accounts for 72% of the total emissions, and that is why carbon emissions need to be addressed first and foremost. And if we see the causes of carbon dioxide emissions, we see that power generation, industrial production, and transportation constitute about 70%, more than two-thirds of the carbon dioxide emissions. Methane gas, which account for 18% of the total greenhouse gases, are contributed predominantly by agriculture byproduct and fossil fuel retrieval, processing, and distribution. Together, these two activities form about 70% of methane gas production. Waste disposal and treatment also contribute about nearly 20% of methane gas production. Nitrous oxide, which contributes about 9% of the total greenhouse gas emissions, is a result of predominantly agricultural byproducts and biomass burning. So, nearly 90% of the emissions can be attributed to these two activities, that is biomass burning and agricultural byproducts. If we see in aggregation, that means all the greenhouse gases together, you can also see here the aggregated sector wise contribution to the greenhouse gas. You can see here the aggregated greenhouse gas emissions by various sectors. You can see from this graph how global temperatures and carbon dioxide emissions are related. We can see this graph shows that there is increase in both the carbon dioxide concentration as well as the global temperature. Ozone layer, which is a protective layer and protects the atmosphere from warming, has been depleted due to human activities, due to the greenhouse gases generated from human activities, and due to the depletion of ozone layer, the polar ice have melted, and also it has triggered global warming and resultant sea level rise and climate changes around the world. So this visualization tries to explain the contribution of natural causes vis-a-vis the human causes or man-made causes of climate change. And one can see that the greenhouse gases is the attributes. Greenhouse gases contribute significantly to the global warming and climate change.